Hello and welcome to Seminar 3, which is how to research. So, before we get into it, let me ask you one question. How do you pick the right shoes? Depending on what kind of person you are, this could be a really vitally important question. So if you're going to buy a new pair of shoes, how do you pick the right ones? There are loads and loads of shoes out there. How do you know which ones are going to be right for you? Do you buy the first ones you see? Where do you go? Do you go to lots of different places? Do you go to one place? How do you know that you can trust the people who are selling them to you? They might look really nice on the shelf, but when you get home, they might kind of be really bad quality. So how do you pick the right shoes? How do you know who to buy them from, what quality they are, and so on? So research is like shopping. You're shopping for information, and the questions remain the same. What information are you looking for? How do you know where to go for that information? How do you know if the information is good, reliable, quality information? So research is just like that. You're just doing it with information instead of shoes. So it's sometimes slightly less interesting than shoe shopping, but it can be very exciting as well. So where do you go if you're looking for information? So most students will say to me straight away, Google. I'm going to go to Google for my information. Why? Why do we go to Google? I do too. One of the main reasons is it's so easy. You can just get there straight away, couple of seconds, you put in your search and you can get the information that you're looking for. So let's see if we're looking for something like employability skills. Let's see what Google does for us. So you can see a number of things here. One of them is firstly, something that jumps out is that there are almost 15 million results. So that's why we go to Google, because they give us so many results. If this was shoes, imagine going shopping for shoes and there are 14 million pairs of shoes to choose from. That's the same when you're doing a piece of research. And look, this is why we do that, because it takes 0.4 seconds for Google to deliver those results to us, and so no wonder we look there for our information. So this is a great first step. We found a piece of information, and there are over 14 million more pieces of information. So our next question is, how do we pick? Out of the 14 million bits of information, how do we pick the right information for us? And so sometimes you will have on the front page like quite a big piece of information. How do you know whether this is the information you're looking for? You might just decide, I like the look of it. Same with shoes. I like the look of those shoes. I think I'm going to buy them. But you need to ask yourself some more discerning questions than that. So you're going to ask things like, who is trying to sell me this information? Because in exactly the same way as when you go shopping for shoes, someone's trying to sell you something. When you go to Google, someone is trying to sell you information. So you need to know, who is selling me this information? Why do they want me to buy this information? And we're buying it with our attention. We're buying it with believing them. So how do we know? So first of all, you need to ask yourself, who is giving me the information? And you can see down here at the bottom, towards the bottom of the page, you can see the website. You might know that that is a trustworthy website. You might know that you've used it before. You know that a lot of people use it. You know that very reputable people contribute to that website, and so you might trust it straight away. But you're going to have to ask yourself lots of questions to decide whether to give this information the benefit of the doubt. So one thing that's going to help you a lot is to be really clear about what you're looking for. In the same way as when you go shopping for shoes, sometimes you go out, if you don't know what you're looking for, you are going to go out for trainers and come back with sparkly slippers. So if you don't know what you're looking for, it's going to make your job a lot harder. So you decide beforehand, what am I looking for? The other thing is that if you don't really know what you're looking for, when you get out there and you're confronted with 14 million things to look at, you're going to feel really lost and overwhelmed and confused and frustrated, and you're going to come back with the wrong thing, and you're going to be tired and annoyed by it. And so, yeah, this is what I would do. I would go out for trainers and come back with something like this. So this is why it's a really important thing to know beforehand. What are you looking for? So the question is, if you are a Google person, is Google a good place to look for information? And of course, in some ways it is a great place to look for information, but you have to make sure you're asking the right questions about that information. So how do you know if you can trust it? Look for things like, who wrote this information? Is it a person? And is that person somebody who you know is an expert in that area? Is it an organisation? Is it a big organisation? Is it an international organisation? All of these things will help you to decide if the information is... you can never necessarily trust something 100%, but can you trust it a bit more than if you didn't know who wrote it? Do other people trust this organisation or this person? Again, that doesn't necessarily mean you should trust it just because other people do, but it helps you to form an opinion. And most importantly, will it help you get where you want to go? So maybe it's not information that other people would like, but it will help you. So these are some things you can ask yourself to make a decision about whether it's information that you trust and you want to use. So for your assignment, ask yourself this question. What's your goal? What are you trying to achieve? Are you trying to change your career? Are you trying to get a different job? Are you trying to get a job? Maybe you're not employed at the moment and you want to get a job. What job do you want to get? So set your goal. This is going to help you to navigate information in a less stressful way. What skills do you need to reach your goal? So if you want to work in hospitality, you probably need really good people skills. You need to be able to calm people down when they're angry in case you get angry customers. You need to understand what people need before they do. And then you're going to use your research skills to find an article that helps you understand that skill better. So if you need people skills, if you need to know how to deal with unhappy customers, sorry about the noise, if you need to know how to deal with unhappy customers, find an article that's about that. If you need good communication skills, I would be a bit more specific than that. What kind of communication skills? If you want to go into sales, maybe you need to be a good negotiator. So find an article about negotiation. So answer the first two questions, what's your goal and what skills do you need? Because otherwise you're going to find it really difficult to find an article that's related to those skills because you don't know what skills you're looking to improve. And then hopefully you're going to end up with some nice sparkly information. So something that's new, exciting, that you hadn't thought of before. If you come away from your research and you think, I knew all of that already, then maybe you need to look a bit harder for something that's a bit new, that teaches you something new and is really going to help you to achieve your goal. So I look forward to seeing the information that you have shopped for. It's a really key skill as a student to be able to research and find good quality information. So I look forward to that. You can put links to the articles that you find in the comments below if you like, and happy researching. So well done. I hope that was useful, and I will see you next time.